I'm getting over a cold, so I'm going to sound different. So I guess it'd be like a movie review. But I watched on Netflix earlier tonight, Saturday night. I don't know when I'm going to upload this thing. Having trouble uploading stuff. But on Netflix, they got a new documentary out called the Legend of Cocaine Island. I think that's the title. The Legend of Cocaine Island. And I assume it's true. I think it's a true story. Might not be, but for the sake of the review here, let's just assume it's true. I didn't have time to research it, but it seemed true to me. I'll tell you the positive stuff, and then I'll give you my 2 complaints. The movie is well made. It's a story. It's telling a story. They tell a great story from beginning to end. They do very well. But it's well made, well filmed. It's not like a cheesy documentary. It's very well done. But it's a very interesting story. And this is not one of those where I'm going to say, don't waste your time. I'd watch it. It was very interesting. Very interesting. I was at no point was I like, oh, is that what this is? Or, kind of it wasn't typical. But very well done, very worth seeing on Netflix. Now, my complaints, my first complaint, I have to tell you a little bit of the story. There's this guy, he's in construction. He did very well. He's in Florida. And before that, the big bust, 2008, when the market flipped, he was making good money. Bought the big house, bought the pool, bought the boat, bought the Corvette, bought the Harley. His wife was loving it. They got a couple of kids. They're living large. And the market went south, and so did all his money. He lost everything. He ended up having to go into some acreage he has and moved into a double-wide trailer mobile home. And that's where they're living. And it devastates the wife. She missed all her stuff or whatever. And one of my complaints is, and you can also, you notice in the music and the soundtrack, they really paint these people as victims of circumstance. But really as victims of their own bad decisions. But you get this idea that, and in the beginning it's real easy to do, because a lot of people were hurt with the economy back then and all that. But you realize that these people had a lot, lost it, but they lament the idea they want to have it all again. And so they live out in the boonies, out in the sticks, and they got these neighbors. They got this one guy who was from Puerto Rico, lived in Puerto Rico for a time. And he always tells this story that one day he's walking along the beach and a big duffel bag floats up on the beach, up on the water on the beach. And he picks it up, and it's got a large quantity of cocaine wrapped up in it. Must have fell off a boat or something. And so this guy has it, doesn't know what to do with it. So long story short, he lives in a trailer. He buries it out behind this trailer. For whatever reason, he ends up back in the States, living out in the sticks, but couldn't bring that bag with him because it's a big bag of cocaine. You can't just walk that in here. So he tells every neighbor, everybody, they all tell him this story. He tells a story about this bag of cocaine that is buried in Puerto Rico somewhere on this island. And but everyone knows the story because he's told everyone. And I forgot to mention, the opening scene, I think it was the opening scene of this thing, you get this goofy-looking guy that comes up and they're interviewing him. He says, listen, if someone told you that they knew that there was a bag of $2 million buried out there somewhere, wouldn't you go get it? So they get you focused on this $2 million in a bag, money in a bag kind of thing. Now, the original guy that was in construction lost everything. I can't remember his name. He's been hearing this story. Finally, he says, you know what? I'm going to go over there to this island in Puerto Rico. I'm going to find this bag and bring it back. And so that's what the story is about. He's going to Go over there and get that bag. He's got a guy lined up here and on the state side that can sell it. So he can sell it to that guy. You just got to go over there and get it. Then he realized he can't sneak it in, so he got to get another guy to sneak it in. And once again, he starts making a lot of bad decisions. Now, even towards the end, where it kind of goes south, they still paint these people as victims. They just, like all they wanted to do was better their lives. There was this, $2 million opportunity sitting over there. They keep talking about this $2 million thing. They take the focus off the fact that it's a big bag of dope. Guy's got a bunch of wrapped up bags of cocaine. And so my two complaints. My first complaint is they continually paint these people as victims. They're just regular good old people, and there's nothing wrong with them. They were kind of down and out, which they weren't. They were living fine in their trailer. They weren't dead. They weren't crippled. But this opportunity out there is available where they can make millions of dollars, and they shouldn't be judged for that. And in the end, they kind of do the same thing. Although at the very end, the guy he says he's a better man for what happened to him, and I agree with that. Anyhow, I don't want to give too much away, but my complaint is they paint these people as victims. Okay, they're actually victims of their own poor decisions. The other thing is the whole time you're feeling bad for these people, because they lost all their toys, because they made bad decisions. Now they're going to go after and get this bag of cocaine. Like I said, he kept pushing this $2 million opportunity. It should be a value of $2 million. But he's going to go get this bag of cocaine and bring it back here to make that money. At no time in this documentary, unless I missed it, and I watched it pretty good, at no time did they approach the idea or the concept of what this guy was really doing. And it kind of pissed me off. So if you bear with me a minute, if I said, hey man, if there was a place out there where there's a bag of $1 million and whoever had it lost it, would you go dig it up? I think most people say, yeah, it's lost money, not hurting anybody, because they don't do anything stupid with it. Yeah, I'd go out there and dig it up. Most people, and that's how the narrative of this story is, an opportunity. But what if I told you there's a bag out there with $1 million worth of cocaine in it? I'm going to go dig that bag up, and I'm going to go out there and park out on your street, sell it to your kids, your neighbor, your wife, your husband, your nephew, your boss, whatever. I'm going to flood your neighborhood with it and make my money and live the American dream. They don't tell it like that. That's what this guy was doing. They don't talk about how many people will die from this guy's big bag of cocaine, how many homes will be ruined, lives ruined, how many people would be put in jail that we have to pay for while they're living in there. They never got down to the ugly part. See? It was always about these poor people, feeling victims. So they never approached that. That never even came up. Dude, you're going to kill a lot of people with your dope. They say, well, he's really not a dealer because it was an opportunity. He just brings it, someone else is going to sell it. Those people that died or get addicted or ruin their lives will be off of his dope. If it wasn't his dope, he wouldn't be getting paid for it. See, they never talk about that in the whole thing. And that really pissed me off. Because what this guy was doing, once again, if he went and got a bag of money, hey, lucky you. But you're bringing a bag of dope into your country and going to sell it to your kids. They never talked about that. It's typically where as I said, this thing is well done. It's worth seeing, but they kind of romanticize the whole thing. The same thing they do with weed all the time. But this was cocaine. Okay, this is not something to be played with. That's going to have just minor effects in your community. And he was going to sell it in the area where he lives. The guy that was going to sell it was going to sell it in his area. He would have met kids or people that had been on his dope. First class POS right there. But they didn't talk about that. Anyhow, that's my gripe. Love you. God bless.